And every time there.
I didn't hear half of that.
Are the rumors revealed by the daughter of Marie Osmond true? Today, we are revealing the shockingly confirms the rumors. From her early days in the spotlight to the recent revelations about her bold decisions regarding her wealth, the life of the incredibly Marie Osmond is nothing short of inspiring. Before we take a look at the revelations that were made, let's take a look at how Marie's upbringing and personal struggles, wealth and family. Her early life. Life was a bit different for a young girl named Marie Osmond. Born in 1959 in a bustling household in Utah, Marie was... Now, for most kids, childhood is all about playdates and homework. But Marie's story takes a different turn. Imagine being so young and stepping into the big showbiz, a world where Marie found herself even before she was old enough to go to school. The Osmonds were more than just a family. They were a musical sensation in their Mormon faith. Marie's brothers Alan, Wayne, Merrill, and Jay started out singing together, and before long, Donny and Jimmy joined in, turning their performance into an affair. Marie shared in her book, Might As Well Laugh About It Now, how her parents poured everything they had into making sure she and her brothers got the finest training as skilled choreographers. And get this, each sibling had to pick up an instrument, learn it, and then pass on that knowledge. Marie's choice, the marimba, just 3 years old and making your television debut. That's exactly what Marie did, appearing on The Andy Williams Show with her brothers. But this early start meant sacrifice childhood moments. She once told Larry King, "You know, when I asked if I could go out and play, the answer was no. I had work to do, recording sessions to attend." Marie doesn't look back with regret, but she admits the journey was filled with pressure and made her grow up quickly. In her revealing book, Behind the Smile, Marie opened a commodity than a child at times. One of the most disturbing stories from her childhood took her all the way to Japan for a commercial shoot at age 11. It turned into a nightmare when their boat capsized, throwing her into shark-infested waters. After a miraculous rescue, instead of rest or comfort, she was at cameras, battling severe dehydration and sunburn so bad she was covered in blisters. And the recording studio wasn't any kinder to her. Her ideas and feelings, at her least, making her feel like her voice outside of singing was lost in the crowd. Body image issues led to her eating disorder. Now let's turn the page to a new chapter in Marie Osmond's life many dream about but few get to experience. In 1976, at the young age of 15, Marie stepped into a dazzling new role as the show Donny and Marie Variety Show. It was like a dream come true, but it came with the pressure to look a certain way. In her heartfelt memoir, Might As Well, she shares a candid glimpse into her world. Imagine being a teenager and finding yourself next to the actresses, singers, and models who she saw as having it all, 18-year-old Cher. When Marie and her brother appeared on the Sonny and Cher show, it was a moment of awe but also a tough hit to her self-esteem. The guest lists like Jaclyn Smith, Cheryl Ladd, and Farrah Fawcett, fresh off her iconic red bathing suit poster fame. For Marie, sharing the stage with these stunning Raquel Welch was a challenge to her self-image. She humorously yet poignantly describes feeling like a poser playing dress-up, a sentiment comparing ourselves to others. But perhaps one of the most defining moments of this period was a harsh encounter with the studio executives. In a moment that seems rare, they threatened to cancel the show unless she lost 10 pounds. They told her she was an embarrassment and needed to keep away from food. Marie took these words down a difficult path. Despite already being a slim 103 pounds, she felt pressured to drop even more weight, bringing herself down to 93 pounds. Far from healthy. Marie described a grueling routine of starvation, surviving on just lemon water mixed with cayenne pepper and maple syrup for days before a showable standard of skinny. Her struggles with weight didn't just end there, they followed her into adulthood, turning into battles with anorexia and bulimia. Insights into these challenges revealing a deeper layer of her journey. She felt controlled in many aspects of her life, and her eating disorders were, in a way, controlling something when everything else felt out of control. Marie Osmond was physically abused as a child, Apart from her eating disorder, she had been kept past, something much deeper. She revealed in her memoir that as a child, she faced abuse. It's hard to imagine the pain she endured, but she hoping it might help others going through similar experiences. During a heartfelt episode of The Talk in 2019, Marie revealed even more about her. She shared that because of what she went through, she had moments where she questioned her own feelings about love and relationships. She said, "When I was 8 or 9, it was a profound revelation, showing the depth of her struggle and the impact of the abuse she suffered. She found herself feeling disconnected from men, herself to other girls, all because of the scars left by her past trauma. But you know what's truly remarkable? Marie found comfort and support in the lad with her father and brothers. They helped her see men in a different light, showing her kindness and understanding that changed her perspective. It was through their found the strength to work through her doubts and embrace who she truly was. The reason behind not dating David Cassidy. Despite the difficulties she faced in her youth, Marie eventually seeing highs and lows in her romantic relationships. Being on TV sure had its perks, especially when it came to catching the eye of some famous men. According to Marie, and went out with quite a few people but never made it public. Now, among her noteworthy dates was Michael McDonald, the talented singer from the Doobie Brothers. Marie admitted her first real crush. Then there was the late Andy Gibb, a music sensation himself. Marie couldn't help but smile when talking about him, saying she absolutely adored him. David Cassidy, the heartthrob from TV's The Partridge Family. You'd think they were a match made in heaven, both being successful singers and TV stars. Marie revealed a crush on David, but when she had the chance to get to know him better while they were recording in the same studio, she had a change of heart. With a laugh, she humorously confessed and said, "It's not going to happen. His butt's smaller than mine. Not going to do it." And just like that, she passed on what could have been a match made in showbiz heaven. In 1982, at the young age of 22, Marie tied the knot with her boyfriend Steve Craig. Sadly, their marriage didn't last long, as Marie filed later. However, love came knocking again in 1986 when Marie married Brian Blossel. That marriage lasted a lot longer, and they welcomed 7 wives. But even good things can sometimes come to an end, and by 2005, cracks started to show. It was a scary year for Marie and her family. California for a speaking event, their home in Utah caught fire. Marie's then-husband, Brian, was at home with some of their children when the flames broke out. Everyone safely, but the experience shook them to the core. For Marie, that fire was a wake-up call for her to reevaluate her life. She realized that the cozy facade hiding years of unhappiness in her marriage. In her heart, she felt it was a sign, a message from the heavens telling her it was time to make a change. 2007, less than 2 years later, Marie and Brian announced they were going their separate ways. But life is full of surprises, isn't it? In 2011, Marie it was to Steve Craig, her first husband whom she had divorced back in 1985. It was like a twist in a beautiful story, guided by a higher Marie. She believed that there were no accidents in life, only divine timing, and that her journey had been guided by a loving hand from above. Motherhood. Despite the highs and lows of her personal journey, one constant has been her role as a mother. Marie is the proud mother of 8 children, 2 decades, with her eldest born in 1983 and her youngest in 2002. It's a testament to the depth of her experience in motherhood, which, like many women, challenges. After the births of her first 6 children, Marie encountered what is often termed the baby blues. However, it was after the arrival in 1999 that she faced a particularly difficult chapter, battling through a serious bout of postpartum depression. In an interview with TV Guide in 1990, revealed the extent of her struggle. She described being utterly exhausted, experiencing muscle spasms that left her bedridden, unable to even move her arms. Overwhelming that Marie reached a breaking point, leaving her kids with a babysitter and driving off. When she returned home days later, the diagnosis was clear. In a heart-to-heart with Oprah Winfrey in 2010, Marie opened up about her darkest moments, admitting to even having suicidal thoughts during her bout with postpartum depression, called driving and contemplating how life might be without her. Yet, her inner strength and wisdom kicked in, reminding her that such thoughts were far from reality. In the media, particularly in August 2006, about Marie's hospitalization. Some speculated it was a suicide attempt, but Marie's spokesperson straight. It wasn't a deliberate act, rather, it was an adverse reaction to medication that caused her to black out. Though details were sparse, her management was fine, just taking some time off with her family. Fast forward to 2017, and Marie had another health scare, this time on live TV during Dancing with the Stars. After a spirited samba performance, she fainted while receiving feedback from the judges. But true to her resilient spirit, she bounced back, even cracking a joke about it. "I fainted on live TV," she quipped, bringing a bit of laughter back to the tense moment. But that collapse wasn't just a random event. It made Marie. She realized she wasn't feeling her best, and it was affecting her family too. When her son gently hinted that he wanted her around for his own kids, it hit her hard. Make a change. So she teamed up with Nutrisystem, a company helping people get healthier. With their plan and her determination, she started shedding pounds. Run on Dancing with the Stars, she'd lost a significant amount of weight. She lost her son. Despite all her successes, Marie has faced some incredibly tough times. Her son, Michael, was the hardest blow of all. Her son, Michael, had been struggling, battling with depression. Despite his promise not to try again, out of his pain, Marie was just about to go on stage for a performance with her brother Donny when she saw the call from Michael. But she couldn't answer it. Later, when she called back, there was no answer. Instead, she received a call that shattered her world. It was from the coroner's office. The examination afterward showed that Michael had from multiple blunt trauma following a fall from a height. Interestingly, the coroner's investigation didn't detect any drugs or alcohol in his system. And hit Marie hard. She had to face the reality that he was gone, leaving behind a note explaining his struggles. She revealed that her son had been bullied, added to an already heartbreaking situation. In addition to losing her son, Marie Osmond lost several other family members over the years. First in 2004, her dear mother passed away after a tough battle with a stroke. Then just 3 years later, they had to say goodbye to her father, George. He lived a good long life, reaching the grand age of not easy to lose a parent. But the hits just kept on coming. In 2014, Marie's brother, Jay Osmond, faced the unimaginable pain of losing his cerebral accident involving a moving truck. And for Marie, it was like reopening old wounds, bringing back memories of the loss of her own son years before. In 2020, tragedy struck again when the little girl's father, Chris Mortensen, was fatally shot in a senseless act of road rage. And if that wasn't enough, in 2020, more heartbreak when Marie's nephew passed away unexpectedly, likely from a medical condition that had gone undiagnosed. Health issues in her family. After the loss of her nephew, Marie Osmond opened up about the health struggles her family had been facing. It's been a tough time for them, she admitted. Her brother Tom had to undergo a quadruple bypass, and Jimmy also had a stroke. Even Donny, her dear brother, was scheduled for surgery. Can you stress that must have brought to their family gatherings? But Marie isn't one to dwell on the negatives. She finds strength in her faith, which has always been a guiding light for the darkest times. "I've faced a lot of loss and hardships in my life," she shared in an interview. "But I truly believe that faith can carry you through even the toughest of..." Despite all they've been through, Marie still manages to keep her sense of humor intact. On a 2019 episode of Watch What Happens Live, she hinted that she and Donny from their Vegas show. "We're thinking maybe this year, but who knows?" she teased, adding with a chuckle, "You know, Donny's getting old." When Donny did their gig in Las Vegas, it was only meant to be a 6-week show at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino. Their performance was such a hit that they ended up staying for a whopping 11 of 2019. Donny and Marie bid farewell to the Vegas. Now there were whispers in the air, suggesting that maybe Donny and Marie weren't on good terms, but they put those rumors to rest in the sweetest way possible. The following year, when Donny was doing his solo show in Las Vegas, Marie was right by his side. Donny couldn't help but share the joy with his fans, saying, "Together again." Words can't even begin to describe how amazing it felt to have my sweet sister join me at my show. Just a month before taking her final performance alongside Donny, Marie joined the talk as a co-host, replacing Sarah Gilbert, the show's original creator, who left back. She needed a break. After a year of keeping us entertained, Marie decided it was time to take a break, saying she wanted more quality time with her husband and their kids. When Marie dropped her last 2 kids off at college, she and Steve suddenly found themselves alone, probably for the first time in decades. So she waved goodbye to the talk and embraced the idea of cozying up with Steve and catching up with her extended family. But hold on, because Marie's career is far from over. She Broadway, starred in TV commercials, and even penned a few books. And guess what? She's still buzzing with excitement about performing, especially knowing her grandkids' audience. Marie's not just a stage sensation. She's dipped her toes into acting and even graced the dance floor on Dancing with the Stars. Plus, she's not just... Marie is also a savvy businesswoman, known for her beautiful QVC porcelain dolls. With all these ventures, it's no surprise her net worth is sky-high, $20 million. Her wealth is bound to increase over time because she's still thriving and putting in the effort in showbiz. She is not leaving any fortune for... But here's the shocking fact. Marie's not leaving her kids a fortune. Yep, you heard it right. She's breaking the mold of wealthy celebrity, leave her 7 children hefty inheritances. Marie believes that simply handing over your hard-earned cash to your kids isn't doing them any favors. She thinks it's like robbing the value of hard work. She has seen how children from wealthy families often struggle to find their way in life. Instead of leaving her riches to her children, despite facing some criticism from her co-hosts on The Talk and online, Marie is proud of her decision. She sees it as giving her children the gift of independence and money can't buy. She is happy about the fact that each of her kids has found their path, loving what they do for a living. Her daughter confirms the rumors. Now, this doesn't her kids when it matters. Take, for instance, her daughter Jessica. The rumors had been swirling, and then Jessica finally confirmed the rumors about her sexual orientation. Marie, despite the traditional beliefs of her faith, stood by Jessica's side, showing that her love and support for her children know no bounds. Jessica, who he and her then-husband Brian, when she was just 2 years old, has since found her happiness marrying the love of her life, Sarah. So, you see, Marie